The immediate past acting National Publicity Secretary of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Yekini Labena, has urged security agencies in the country to arrest a controversial Kaduna-based Islamic cleric, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, over comments wherein he described the Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister Ezenwo Nyesom as satanic. Gumi, in a 14-minute sermon posted on his official Meta page last Thursday, had labeled Wike as satanic for receiving the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria in his office. The cleric in the sermon also asserted that President Tinubu would be stopped from serving for 8 years and that Christians should never be trusted with power in Nigeria or head the nation's defense, security, and intelligence services. Recall that Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Freeman, had on Tuesday, October 3rd, visited the FCT minister days before the Hamas attack on Israel and consequent and continued retaliation by the Jewish nation. Wike had granted audience to the Israeli ambassador to seek partnership for farmers in the territory. Labena warned that no evil must befall the minister throughout his tenure, adding that Sheikh Gumi and others like him would be held responsible for Niger Delta people if anything goes wrong. Still with us here in the studio to make sense of all of this, we have Akin Fantuki and John Akerele, both are public affairs commentators. So I'm going to start with Akin. How do you respond to Wike being labeled as satanic? And also, what do you have to say about the statement, Christians can't and should not be trusted with power in Nigeria to head the nation's defense, security, intelligence services? Why mention this particular parastatal?
Talking that with that says nothing. I've just borrowed American slang there. Just go out there and just say whatever it is that you want to say, and you want to hide under the guise of religion. You want to hide under the guise of age. You are the father, you are the mother, you are the governor, you are an influencer. And then you just vomit things that you know could not only tear you and tear you apart, but then under the Constitution that we are operating, there's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
There is also freedom of responsibility to take responsibility for some of the things that you say. For any person to come out and make the statement that Sheikh Gumi made takes me back to history. His father, Abubakar Gumi, had claimed during his lifetime that he would rather die than to allow a Christian to rule Nigeria. Not too long after he said that, of course he died, and then a Christian came on to rule Nigeria. Some of these things are having antecedents. I think it is unfair. I think it's uncouth. It's unthought of. Things like this happen where you have barbarians. And I will be the last to want to describe my Nigeria, irrespective of all the challenges that we have, that it's a barbarian country. And that is why we have elected leaders. I do not expect that, I think he might have just forgotten himself, you know. When you are used to certain prebendalism, you just come out and then go to your enclave and begin to reel out things that you know the other side will now want to get up, and then we all end up in fight. Those are not the people you call leaders, these are rulers. I think the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria must step to the plate, must not only douse his tension. My faith and hope and prayer, it may be hard, will be to see a Sheikh Gumi and shaking hands with Nyesom Wike, and then we can always put this behind us. This is now the time that we should be putting those things that are dear to us. And one of the things that is dear to us, whether Sheikh Gumi, whether it's President Bola Tinubu, whether whoever the Supreme Court will adjudge to rule us in the next 4 years, should know is the fact that we are operating a constitution that is not working. We are operating a constitution that is not functional. Unfortunately, I have to say it exactly as it is. And we now have a National Assembly who should be the neck that should be shaking the head to give us the direction that needs to, again, step up to the plate and think less about themselves, that they can give us the kind of constitution that will allow you, Mesoma, to do what you want to do within your rights, and that those rights stop where mine begins and should not in any way interfere. If that is the way you want to live your life, go ahead and live your life, but don't make a recourse and drag me as part of, as in the mud for it. Let me do my thing my own way, and all of us will bring in and come to the center and decide what we are going to bring into the center. And that if you don't produce, I think you will produce more than I can produce. That if I don't produce, I don't eat what you produce unjustly. Pure and simple.
All right, then, John, let me come to you now. This seeming discord between the northern elites and the center now, that's the president, what do you make of this? Because if the feelers we're getting is that the northern elite are not in sync with the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What's your take?
Yes, if you remember this song, turn by turn, Najagaban turn, turn by turn, wait for your turn. So let me take you back, Moses. There was a time that there is a northerner, a general, a retired general was our president. And you could see the way the appointment went. People were saying that was nepotistic appointment. People were shouting. And all of the shouting, even from people like us, fell on an unfertile ground. That time of that administration got expired. A new administration came on board. And it's so sad that we have made this a cultural malpractice, where when it comes to your region, you want to share all within your region. You become nepotistic, by even in your subconscious. And that is what is playing in this administration now. And that's why you see the northern elites, it's like they are guarding against the presidency, saying that all of the key appointments, so check your NSA, check your MPA, check your DG Custom, check your EFCC chairman, check your CBN governor, all of those key strategic, even the ministerial appointments, the key ministerial appointments that are very strategic to the president are from the southwest or from the southern part of the country. And so the north is looking like, so are we taking the back seat at this point in time now? Is that what I'm sure is saying to us? And now, some of the voices you have not been hearing before are coming up. And one of such voice is that of Sheikh Gumi. I think in a functional society, someone like Sheikh Gumi should be somewhere now, and he should be answering questions now, or rather should be giving the security intelligence on how to curb banditry. Moses, without, fear of favor or words, I'm bound to say some of these people are part of the key elements behind banditry, terrorism, and kidnapping in the northern part of the country. And if you check their utterances, check their antecedents, check all that they have been doing, you cannot separate them from all of these acts. How come the Nigerian military does not know the enclaves of this banditry or the bandits? But somebody like Sheikh Gumi walks into the thick forest to discuss with them. So what is that connection between him and them that will give a listening ear to him? Imagine he's not the president. But this people does not even give a fuck about who the president is. They don't even give a listening to the president.
All right.
But they can give a listening to him.
Language, please. Language, please. Yes. Thank you.
Sorry about that. But the point is this. So if they can give listening ears to him, he knows where their camps are. He knows the different camps involved. He knows the people. And I'm sure that these are people that should be behind bars answering questions to the state. Because the security of the state will also be threatened. Mark this word, Moses. If the presidency at this point in time does not dance to the tune of the northern elite, what you will see is that there will be an uprise in kidnapping, there will be an uprise in banditry, there will be an uprise in other violence that you're seeing in the northern part of the region. So what is the game? The game is that the more violence you create, the more money will be apportioned to the military, the more money will be, zoned to procurement of battle equipment and tools, guns and machineries and the likes. And whoever that heads that military, should be from the northern hemisphere so that some of these things can go to some of these political elites in the northern part of the country. So that is the game. But now the game is changing, and that's why you are seeing them cry out. Some of those who have been contractors are not contractors anymore. And so it is normal for you to have that kickback, but only that Wike is just being used as a bait. But that is not the real issue. Wike is not the real person they are coming for. They are coming for the presidency, but they are using Wike as a stepping stone. So they start from Wike, and then the next year is a direct slash at the presidency as to appointment, ministerial appointment, as to keyboard appointment, another appointment that the northern part is being seen, to take the back seat, and they don't want that because they are saying they give presidency to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I think now we should look for more interesting days ahead of us, Moses.
All right, then.
So would you say, listening to what you just said, are you suggesting, or should I rather say, do you think that Gumi is a national threat and should be arrested?
Gumi to me is in the same light of Nnamdi Kanu.
Oh.
All right? And if Nnamdi Kanu is actually behind bars, I think Gumi also should be behind bars.
Okay.
They are in the same category. There's nothing you can say to me. They are in the same category. As a matter of fact, Gumi's utterances are even way more, higher than that of Nnamdi Kanu. And so if Nnamdi Kanu is being in the DSS custody for over 2-3 years, I don't see why Sheikh Gumi should be roaming the street of Kanu or Castina, freely. He should also be answering questions in DSS custody, answering what he knows, how he gets to know the location. Why is it that those people gave audience to him? Who are those people? Are they really Nigerians? How do they get their supply and all of that? How do they get food? How do they get communications? These are questions that the military needs. And I think Sheikh Gumi is also a national threat because, he has his own followers. And now, imagine you bringing the case of Israel and Palestine into Nigeria. The case you have even in the northern part of the country are so enormous that you have not even solved half of it. And now you are putting your mouth into Israel and Palestine that are even far, far, far away from where we are. So I think if Minister Wike has, have audience of the ambassador, it's just to look at how he can bring development in terms of bilateral trade in his own region. Where is the FCT minister? And should not be, twisted to the other way around.
So you mentioned that the same way Nnamdi Kanu is being arrested, that Gumi should also be arrested. So what do you think he should be charged for? For treason? What exactly do you think he should be charged for?
The statement he's making a statement that can divide the country. These are statements that can create violence and genocide. My dear, let me not lie to you. It starts from this simple statement. Don't forget that Sheikh Gumi has a large followership. Don't forget also that he talks with people and they listen to him. He gives them directives. They listen to him in their thousands and not even millions. And so this is such a person who is a respected cleric in the northern hemisphere of the country. And you know how their doctrines and their ideologies are, And so if such a person, gives such utterance and says that Wike is satanic, do you know the adverse effects it will have on the northern people or the Muslims, so-called Muslims, or the so-called extremists in that region of FCT? Do you know the kind of damage it caused to Wike and his administration? Do you know the kind of threats that Wike will be exposed to because of that singular statement? And so that's what I'm saying. That statement is a statement that is a threat to the state of Nigeria. And such a person should be called for questioning.
All right, then. Thank you very much, John. Now, Akin, let me come to you now. Now, still on the issue of the northern elite being, or the president being in the good books of the northern elite, do you think they feel disappointed from having supported him during the elections? We saw the votes that he got from that side of the country, and then with the positions that he has given to, the mouth-watering positions that those from the south are occupying now. How do you think this affects his presidency? And can the position of Kashim Shettima really help in holding this friendship between the president and the North down?
Moses, I am not from the perch that I'm sitting in, getting that impression that the kiss, between Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president and the northern elites is broken. I am not getting that. And going back to Sheikh Gumi, I am also aware.
But he did say that he will not be allowed to rule for another term.
Anybody can say anything. Come on.
No, but we know that we know from antecedent that words have instigated violence, especially from the northern region.
I can go to Hyde Park and I can say I'm going to press the atomic bomb on the world. I can go there and say so. Okay? But I know where you are coming from. That some of these non-state actors, Nnamdi Kanu has made statements that we all know should not be made. And Gumi is also making statements. I'm making this point to you that I am not getting that feel. Why? Because the northern elite have come out to say, Gumi, you're on your own. They have said that. Whether that is now meant, de facto and de jure, whatever it is, comes later. I am a Yoruba man. I also know that a person like Ugboho has made statements, okay, because he feels that he's getting the heat, but he's made statements as over and above. But what the larger Yoruba elite now then say, hey, wait a minute, I know you are fighting a true cause, but please, we need to make sure we sharpen things at the sites. I told you I schooled in the north. And at the risk of sounding as if I am in government, I am very, very sure the Sultan of Sokoto will hopefully make a statement. I know that for sure. And I know the northern elites will also now then say, like John is saying, put this guy in his right pants. Do I feel that the northern elites are disappointed about what is happening by way of appointment? I know human beings are manifestly selfish. But I do not expect I'm going to see that. If you have a leader who is supposed to be a leader, I should really even be saying, beyond looking at the north, we should be looking at the southeast. We should be looking at the southeast. And whatever it is that Gumi is saying.
How so, please?
In terms of more employment, okay? Now, if you tell me more employment from the southeast and President Bola Tinubu don't go in the line of Buhari to say you gave me 2% vote and all that kind of, which I think will be hogwash in the nationhood that we are trying to look at, bring them closer, give them more, more strategic appointment. Not enough. Not the North. I have friends in the North. I schooled in the North. And I know for sure that the bottom line here, whether it's the North, whether it's the Southwest, whether it's Southeast, look at what Nabena is making. Look at the point Nabena is making in there. Look, Gumi, be careful. Because you cannot be making a statement like you are making and calling Wike out that he should not be a minister for FCT. You take our money, you build FCT, and say we cannot be minister in there. Those are some of the so many imbalances, and there has to be a way to shut him up. Shut him up effectively, diplomatically. I am not expecting Mr. President to come and address the nation and be saying you are here, you are there. But I know for sure, Tuga, as the Minister for Foreign Affairs, I'm sure they are all walking the ropes. Finally, you are asking me a question which I think is a bit difficult, but not really difficult if you really want to look at it squarely. Do I think that the Vice President Shettima will still be a cement to try and tide over. On one hand, you may look at it and say, hey, Fulani, Kanuri, divide. On the other hand, you may look at the Muslim Christian. But I have seen situations where the vice president under his nose, working under a president that is perceived as being skewed to the south, is also giving a lot of employment to Christians, and he's a Muslim. I am of the sound belief that if you can get one, the economic together, which does not know any tribe, does not know any, we can now get the restructuring properly done, and we can get a safety and security in place, everybody will come on board. Remember during Obasanjo's time, either out of, I don't know, some innocence, Obasanjo played into the hands of the Sharia or no Sharia. When he had a constitution that he did not see before he got sworn in, and in that constitution, Professor Yadudu had introduced some bit of a K-leg, got in there, and then the Zamfara governor now introduced Sharia that has led to quite a number of things here and there. My thinking is that a political gladiator, yes, he's going to have a lot of fitters on the field, a political gladiator of Bola Ahmed Tinubu standing must know, should know, with the kind of network that he's been able to build, that he needs to build a balance. That balance is still tilted heavily, yes, toward the southwest. No doubt about that. I know that. Can we tilt it a little bit more to the southeast? Even if they slap you on the face, even if they call you Zoo, that notwithstanding. You put the likes of Nnamdi Kanu, you put the likes of non-state actors like Sheikh Gumi, you put them in their proper toes. That is it. And I know that is going to happen. But we need to be careful. Moses, I am not throwing your caution out of the window. Words are powerful. And when you speak words to people that are not lettered, I know for sure that it might lead to some untoward things. But listen to Nabena. Listen to Yakini. He's making that point. Look, enough is enough. You cannot be taking my money, not contributing anything, and then wanting to be dictated. Are you not seeing some kind of a bit of a balance of terror? Yes, balance of terror has to come in, and that's where leadership now then will need to now find a way to nip this in the bud. Will this happen? Yes, it will happen. Can it happen? Yes, it should happen. Do I have people from that enclave in the north who are now much more enlightened? They've gone elsewhere despite all the things that they had. I say yes. Do we have people in the southeast who, despite enlightenment and stuff like that, still have a link towards things that will not bite us? Yes. Do we have in the southwest? Plenty. Do we have in the central Kogi area? Yes, we have. But when you have a leader who will be able to say, I will be fair to all and I'm going to be able to lead by example, which is exactly what we should be looking at now, so we can put in all the things together. But decidedly, the likes of Sheikh Gumi, more are going to come, more will come. You can't be responding to all of them, but if you cross the line, after being warned, then I think the law will have to take its course on you, pure and simple.
All right, then. Thank you very much, King Fatunke, who is a chartered accountant, communications consultant, and also public affairs commentator. It's been an honor to have you in our studio.
Great honor to be here to say my truth as I say it, and hopefully, even whatever might be the rough edges in there, I speak to us as Nigerians. It goes beyond who is there and who is saying what. Please, let's put in our thinking caps and don't let us pander to what these non-state actors, even now, the state actors that are not doing well, don't let us pander to them, but keep on showing that mirror to them and say, look, you are dancing naked. You should not dance naked. We love you because we don't want you to continue to dance naked. That's our responsibility. And I think you are doing it very, very well. Moses and your television station and rest of them.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, also, big thanks to John Akirile, who joined us virtually from Japan. Thank you for your thoughts, John. John is a public affairs commentator and a journalist. Let's not forget, he's also a farmer, was a farmer.
Oh,
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. And God bless Nigeria.
All right, then, God
thank
bless
you.
Nigeria indeed. We'll go on a break now. When we come back, we'll have business, entertainment, and sports. Stay with us.